Hey guys, this is James the Rambling Dasher, and we are out for a dash. So, we started it up about, I don't know, a little less than 10 minutes ago, and I was heading straight to Walmart to kind of sit in their parking lot, maybe switch back over to Walmart Spark, and then my first offer finally came up on DoorDash, which was 12. I think it's 12.80 for maybe eight miles or so, and it looks like it's mostly freeway, so I get to go down the interstate to Benton. So yeah, now we probably are just gonna have to go in here and sit in, not sit, but stand and wait for Cracker Barrel, because my guess is they do not have it ready. I was just around the corner from Cracker Barrel when I accepted the offer, and yeah. So, I'm gonna do a little bit of where we at kind of thing with DoorDash, and then we're gonna hit pause and go get this food. So let's take a look real quick. So, just to start off today, the ratings that I have, I'm a Platinum Dasher, and I'm starting off right where we left off last night at 87 overall Dasher rating, which is still Platinum. You have to be 85 or higher. And that is all because of my AR. So the acceptance rate, you have to have an acceptance rate. Well, I don't know what you have to have. I currently have a 38%, and that 38% equates to 17 out of 30 points. And then all the rest of my categories that I have that they judge you against, completion rate, on time, quality, and customer rating, are all 100%. So they make up 70 points, and I'm 70 out of 70, and then 17 out of 30 on the rest, so that's 87 out of 100. So I just wonder, how low can you go on your AR and still be Platinum? I'm very tempted to just take it down as low as I have to, because I don't like taking very small orders. But anyway, so we've been doing this for a while. I'm up to 3,766 lifetime dashes. And last night was our first night to dash in over a week, because I think last week we had all the weather and the roads were all covered, and so I did not try to get out and do it at all. I got out last night. I dashed for a little bit and got one $6 order in the first hour, and then I switched over to Walmart Spark and got a $20 order and a $10 tip, cash tip. So in that second hour I got 30 bucks. And then the rest of the night we got like I think it was 50, what was it, earnings. I don't want promotions. Earnings, there we go. 6306 total, but for that second dash I had 5676, and I dashed 4 hours and 6 minutes, plus an extra hour for Walmart, so a little over 5 hours. And I made, let's see, 63 plus 30, so 93 bucks. Not the best, but I've had worse, I presume. But anyway, so this is kind of what we do. We ride around, we accept, decline, talk about other things. If you guys ever have anything, any questions, we can look through those, and yeah, so we'll chit chat and ramble all night. And I think this is probably going to be a shorter night though, because normally I try to do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Tuesdays maybe about a 3-hour shift. So I'm gonna run in and grab this food. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we have this order loaded up. We probably had to wait about 4 or 5 minutes, I would say. And yeah, so now we're headed out. Says it's gonna take about 12 minutes, 8 miles, which is seemingly most of the way on the freeway. It's those ones that are like 8 miles in 20 minutes that worry me. And the sun is bright this time of day. So here we go. Alright, guys, we are going to take a little break, get this food delivered, catch up with you once we drop it off. See you in a second. Alright, so order number 1 delivered. 33 minutes, $12.80. So we are down in Benton on the, I don't know what side of town we're on. I guess we're a little bit northwest of downtown. And we're gonna head towards downtown, I guess. So, so last night, yeah, it was kind of rough. I ended a little bit early. There's this little chance I could have got a little bit better, but sheesh. I could have broke the $100 mark if I would have stayed out. But I had people calling me wanting to not work and play. Or basically they wanted me to bring food home, like ice cream. So we went to Sonic and picked up some ice cream while I eat some apples to make up for it. We they were watching, what were they watching? Blacklist, which I don't think I've ever seen an episode of it, and I had no idea it had 10 seasons, which is kind of crazy to me. But the episode we watched seemed like it was pretty good. Or I kind of sat at the computer behind the couch and was working on, I had to get some 1099s sent out for tax purposes, because for doing some work related activities, my kids get a 1099 from me, so it lowers my taxable income. Alright, rock and roll sushi. I am not gonna take this order. I'll get a screenshot. And we will decline. It was 6:30 for 9.9 miles. And we're just going to decline that one. It says it's going to take me down to 37%. But, yeah, I don't think that is within my best interest to accept those kind of backwards orders. It's going to take me for that amount of money, for $6 and something, it's going to take me like 20 minutes. So here's a 601 for 2.5 miles that I will accept. So, and it's at McDonald's, which is a little bit further down, but it is like $2 a mile, so I'll accept that one. Hopefully it doesn't take us very long and we can knock it out and get close to our $20 an hour in this particular hour. Oh, they cleaned off the street. So they had the road blocked in downtown Benton yesterday because over the weekend maybe, or maybe one day last week, a building in downtown around the courthouse collapsed from the weight of the sleet and ice that was on the roof. Fortunately, there was no one inside, but it's an old part of the downtown, and the whole front of that block was attached, and when it collapsed, it pulled down the roof of the rest of the storefronts on that street. So it was kind of crazy. They had footage. What it looked like was footage from the courthouse, and you just see it collapse on itself, and then within seconds that whole front facade just crashes down, and there were people there. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna run into McDonald's. We'll be right back. All right, guys, so as usual with this McDonald's, it was about 10 minutes extra time picking it up. 1.4 miles for 5 minutes to deliver this thing, so hopefully we can get that thing knocked out pretty quick. Oh crap. Okay. That sun is so freaking bright right now. It is right down there in your eyes. It's like you can maybe get the rearview mirror, the bill of your hat, but no. Alright guys, so I know last night I talked a little bit about Emily in Paris is what we've been binging lately. Probably since the last 2 weeks we watched all 5 seasons. So this is my little call to action, is like, what have you guys been watching? Leave it down in the comments. Let me know if it was any good, if you like it, if it wasted your time. We always have stuff to watch. I am the one who's like, I don't have the time to sit down and watch all this stuff. But we had a lot of time last week because of the weather. So, and one thing I did like about those things is there's only maybe 10 episodes in a season, and they're only about 30 minutes a show. So we were able to knock those out pretty quick. And it was pretty good. So I have to say, I think we talked some last night, but they were somewhat I don't know, lots of love triangles, and you're constantly trying to figure out who's going to end up with who. Is this going to be the real person that's going to be the one, or is it going to be like Ross and Rachel from Friends, where Ross and Rachel, finally Ross gets Rachel in the end, no pun intended. But it's very similar to that. So, and it was kind of interesting that it almost seems like they thought that the last season was going to be season number 5, and then they got approved for season 6, and so they did some massive rewrites at the very end to kind of like, hey, how can we leave some cliffhangers? How can we leave cliffhangers? So basically there was engagements, but then this other dude pops up and says, you know how I feel about you, or I think we left some things unsaid, blah blah blah, craziness. Or like, hey, we're gonna run off into the sunset together, but no, I can't do that. And then my very first boyfriend from the very first season sent me a letter from Greece saying, hey, come and stay with me for a couple of weeks. So crazy. I don't know, it's not crazy, but it's just and I just missed my turn. Interesting little dynamics going on there. Dang it, why? So I'm trying to turn in these parking lots and they don't go back to the road that I just missed. Because anyway, one of them might, but I don't know. There's not even an entrance on that parking lot to the street, and then this parking lot doesn't connect to that parking lot, and people are flying up around this corner. Alright, I probably have been to this house a handful of times, and I can't see. Alright guys, we're going to drop this off. We'll see you in a sec. Alrighty, delivery number 2. That's 2 out of 3 offers there. This offer was $601. Let's see what it says. $225 with $376 tip. We're at $18.81 after an hour and 4 minutes. Alright, well, let's go see what else we can get here. If we're gonna be the night of decline, like last night, we probably declined over 20 offers. I don't know exactly how many, but I feel like I know we declined at least 20. Maybe more. Maybe more. All right. I don't understand why all these people are going to get car washes. As soon as you leave, you're going to be covered up with debris or garbage. Alright guys, I'm going to run in and grab me a soda real quick. We're going to hit pause and we will be right back. Alright guys, we just took an order for like $9.50 for 9.5 miles. I was like, well, whatever. We got to run up to Kroger, pick up some sushi from Kroger and deliver it maybe to Haskell or something. I couldn't really tell, but anyway, that's what we're doing. Some of these I just kind of question, but the last 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 weeks, it's just been crap order after crap order after crap order. And if the standard is $1 a mile, a minimum, then, I hate taking 9 miles because it's probably going to take me a good 20 minutes after I get it delivered. And then it's probably a 10 to 15 minute ride back to get back into a place where I could even get an offer. So anyway, it'll be all right. All right, we're gonna run in and grab it. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are going to
then turn right.
go get this sushi delivered. So it seems like this order, so our first two orders were like $18.81. This order, whatever the order is going to be, $9.50, is going to take the whole hour. So yeah, it's already 5:34. It says it'll be delivered by 5:49, and I will not get another offer but before 6 o'clock. So yeah, oh well. I think I was in there for a good 10 minutes waiting for them to... One thing I will say, getting sushi from Kroger, which I don't know that I've ever done. Maybe I have back in the day, but he's in there cutting it all up fresh, that's for sure. Now, I don't know how fresh the stuff is. At least it was freshly cut. So it looked pretty good. So, all right, guys, we're gonna listen to some talk radio, I think, for the next 15 minutes until we get there, drop this off, and then we'll do a recap of this offer, see if we got any tip or not. So we'll see you in a couple minutes. Alright, guys, we've declined a couple of offers, and we just accepted one for Yum Yum in Benton. I think it was $8 and something for five miles or so. So we're headed to Yum Yum, picking up some food. So we'll catch you when we pick it up. See you in a minute. Alright, guys, we have this order loaded, and trying to back out of this place, see where we're going. It says 2.1 miles, 7 minutes, so not too bad. We are going to, I don't know where it's trying to take me, but I'm going to go a little bit different. The way it's trying to take me means I have to cross over the military traffic. If I just turn here, then I just come right up to that stoplight and go. Anyway, hey, I haven't mentioned this tonight, but we're sponsored. This light always reminds me. We're sponsored by the Rambley Dasher Amazon store, so you want to check that out. The link will be down below in the description. So every little bit helps. This light, I don't know how long I've had this light. I've liked it ever since I got it because it just does, it's obviously not perfect by any means, but at least it's better than dashing in the dark. Because normally when I go dashing in the dark, you can't even see my face. It's just pitch black, and unless I get behind another car or coming towards a car or in a parking lot somewhere, you can't even see my face. So this seems to do the trick until I go to reach up to do something on my phone and it covers up the light. But anyway, there's that. We got a lot of other stuff on there that we use in making of the videos, or snacks, whether it's just, you know, like whatever. I think I got Cliff Bars, I got granola bars, I got protein bars, protein shakes, protein powder, I don't know, just all this different stuff. So I've been on this kick where I'm trying to get more protein in my diet and less carbs, um, or at least more protein. So I don't know that I'm being very successful. I was a little while before Thanksgiving, and I think I got down about 10 pounds. But yeah, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, January, yeah, it's just all put it back on. So I'm trying to, I still haven't booked my trip. So for those that have been repeat offenders on here, thanks for coming back again. But I've got this trip planned with my son to go to Machu Picchu, and we're going to do this 4-day, 3-night hike up to Machu Picchu. Well, guess what? That thing sells out like 6 months ahead of time. So I've missed out on that, but you can still get a 2-day, 1-night hike and some other excursions along the way. So I think that's what we're going to do instead. I'm sure it'll still kick my butt. I was a little bit, I was all gung-ho when I first heard about this trek, but then I'm just like, oh, I don't know that I want to do that. You know, go somewhere where you're like 11 to 14,000 feet above sea level, and you've got to do 26 miles. I think it's 26 or 32 miles in 4 days, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. I probably get in about 20 miles in 4 days, normally. But it's on flat land, no stairs, and no elevation, no altitude. So I was looking at that last night, trying to get that figured out. I really want to get that figured out. Oh, and if you're new, right, we have a new travel channel called Roam Here. A lot of sitting around brainstorming, trying to come up with a channel name and what it means and all that fun stuff. So I like doing that kind of stuff. Don't know that it'll go anywhere, but I made some videos, but I've never turned them on. And because I wanted to do an intro video. So I finally got an intro video, just went through the last 2 or 3 years worth of pictures and videos on my phone and came up with some pictures that kind of, obviously it's what we do on vacations and when we travel and stuff like that. And it doesn't have to be far. It could be to a local restaurant or to a hiking trip or to a, something local, or it could be Portugal, or but in the intro video I did some voiceover work, which is kind of different for me. So I just basically spoke over the written text that's on there. And I made it to where the text will kind of come out as I speak, with no face or anything. It's just playing over a video or a black screen. But there's lots of pictures, lots of little videos, where we went to Seattle, when we went to Portugal, going to, there's some pictures from Kansas City, from Memphis, from Nashville, from I already said Kansas City, from Chicago, where else? Boston. That's all I can think of. Oh, there's some from Sedona, Arizona, and maybe Flagstaff, and Santa Fe. So the Petrified Forest, Grand Canyon. So yeah. Anyway, it took me long. That was a big hard thing of ice right there. It took me longer to make the video than what I wanted, but it probably didn't take me that long either. It just seems like it did because I was doing a lot of gathering of the photos, dropping them in there and figuring out how I want them to play out. So, and then the hardest part was doing all of the voiceover stuff to try to get my voice to kind of match up with the words that were showing up on the screen. So it's interesting. There's a link, I think, on this page in my post. So if you want to go check it out, I would greatly appreciate it if you did that. There's just a single post on my page. I don't know how you get there to see that, but you could probably just go to my homepage and for the Rambling Dasher, and there should be a tab for all the posts that I've done over the past. So anyway, yeah, that's out there. And then I don't know if I'll get a video out every week, but I have the next video ready to rock and roll. I just and then I've got 2 other ones that I'm pretty close on, so I probably just have to update a little bit on them. But anyway, all right guys, we are at this house and we are going to run it in there, and yeah, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, so here's my would you take it of the day. I got 24 seconds. $16.80, 13.8 miles, 2 pickups, Chepes and Chili's. So I'm gonna accept it because they're both going down towards Bryant, it looks like. And this will be the last order of the day. So it says pick up by 6:24, probably to Chepes, which is only 2 minutes from where I'm at. Obviously I have no idea where I am, so it's like, how is it only 2 minutes from here? So anyway, alright, I can't go there. Oh, here's a bunch of ice on the streets. I really have no idea where I am. I can't remember. This is the negative about having GPO. Oh, I remember where I am. Yeah. So I'm really not that far from Chepes because we went right behind the movie theater to get to this place. So Chepes is right in front of the movie theater. So alright, well, guys, we're gonna run in there and then we'll have to run into Chepes, then go down the freeway, loop around, get going back towards Alcoa to go to Chile. So anyway, we'll be right back. Alright guys, Chepes was ready within a few seconds anyway. Alright, so I got this order or something else before I got back to the car, but we're up to $36.51 after about 2.5 hours. So $36, 2.5 hours, yikes. So yeah, it is what it is. So we should break 50 with this order here, which is okay. It's just okay. So what's happening is that it just reminds me of the first year of DoorDash, where I didn't know that I could make more. right? So for her first year or maybe more, DoorDash, my goal was to make $100 a night, and it was hit or miss on a 6-hour shift. So, it's kind of one of those kind of deals. I don't know. Oh, I don't have my GPS turned on. But then once they came out with this this other thing for the overall Dasher rating, seemingly I started getting a lot better orders consistently. So much so that for probably 3, maybe 4 months, I was doing $20 an hour easy every single time I would go out. No matter, whether it was 1 hour, 2 hours, or 6 hours. Before that, it was like, hey, if I was going to get $20 an hour, it was usually just going to be for the first 2, maybe 3 hours. If I averaged $20 an hour for 4 or 5 or 6, it was like a rarity. Maybe 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 dashes for a 6-hour shift where I would make $120. Whereas after they rolled out this new thing, then I was getting $120 every single shift. I had $150 night one night in 6 hours. So, it was crazy that, we were getting steady and it was consistent for the whole shift. It wasn't just like, hey, only during dinner rush or whatever from like up until like 7 o'clock or 7:30, and then it would die down, and then the law of averages would come back into play, and you would get less than $20 an hour. But now it's dying down. Like, I can't even get $20 an hour during dinner shift. So there's two things. It could be that it's one, DoorDash has changed the way they're doing business in my location. They're constantly playing God. And they're like, hey, let's do this tweak to the algorithm. Let's change this up. Let's change that up. Let's see what people do when we pay them less money. Right? Will they accept the offers? Will they decline the offers? Let's play games with people. Or the other thing is, there's just no good orders. There's no good orders. So that might be the case. Whereas people are still hungover from Christmas, and they're like, nope, we're going to have to take a month or 2 months or 3 months break from getting special dining stuff. Here, let me turn this Rambling Dasher Amazon store light on for you. I guess I should have got on the freeway, because heck, we gotta go up here a ways. I don't even know why. Oh well. But yeah, so it could be that. It could be those two things, or it could be something else that I just don't think of. If you guys have any thoughts about it, be sure to leave it down in the comments. It could be that it's a combination of, hey, I'm paying off Christmas, or it's a fear of how the economy is going, right? The government just keeps on spending more and more and more money. Inflation, I'm of the opinion that inflation was high through the previous administration, but there's hardly ever deflation. But to get inflation back in check, well, what does that really mean? It means that, hey, your pricing went up 20%, and then now it's up 20% and going up even more, just at a slower rate, right? So you still feel the effects. Of that inflation. My hope would have been is that when gas prices drop, so does prices of other things, because gas prices drives everything. Is like, hey, this is what it costs materials to be, even food to be grown, right? Because you got to pay for fuel, for the tractors, for all that stuff, for moving people around. You've got to pay for harvesting of that food. You got to pay for the fuel to deliver the food. And so all the fuel prices have gone down considerably. And but the food prices, some of the food prices have gone down considerably, some of them not so much. So it's just kind of one of those things that I don't know. There's lots of variables going on with food pricing. It could be that some of the companies are price gouging, right? Some of the, and there's so many different layers of who is going to make money off of a commodity. So, you know, somebody along the way is making more than they should. When prices went up, they were like, okay, we're going to be bare bones minimum, but when prices go back down, we're going to leave inflated prices. And that's how they can make up some of their, whether it was losses or their thin margins from the previous 4 years. They will just like, hey, even though the cost of doing business is down, the prices of the stuff that we're going to sell, we're going to leave it up because we lost or we barely broke even during the previous 4 years. So we're going to try to make extra money for the next 4 years. And I mean, that's just the way business works, right? Is that, hey, hopefully, if that is the case, then hopefully they are putting back money for savings for the next time the government changes, right? Because it's gonna change, you know. I'm surprised they got this vote done. I think it got voted in today to not shut the government down. But it's only good till January, I think. No, it's good. I don't know when it is good to. That's January's already gone. So, all right, people. All right, we are at Chili's. We're gonna run in and grab this food. We'll be right back. All right, guys. We are loaded up at Chili's. The first one is 4 minutes away, just right down the road here at an apartment complex. So I was just sitting there talking to another guy come in. He's like, yeah, I've been averaging $28 an hour today. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? How? I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe I have made the DoorDash gods angry somehow, because I can't make anywhere close to that as of late. So that's very interesting. He said I don't know when it was, whether it was yesterday or the last Monday. I think it was the last Monday, which I can't even comprehend. being out there driving and doing DoorDash when everything was that bad. But he said he was making $100 an hour on the Monday after the storms came through, which was not yesterday, but a week ago, when it was just everything was frozen over. So yeah, maybe so. A lot of big tippers out, I guess, when the snow's out. Anyway, well, we're gonna take what we can get and take it to the bank. So anyway, I am gonna run into this apartment. I'll catch up with you afterwards and see where else we get to go. See you in a minute. Alright, so the second order is not so great. It's one of those that are way up around Lake Hurricane Lake. So I think I gotta go all the way up whatever it's called, Spring Hill, go to North Lake, cross over and come back the other side. So 6 miles, 14 minutes. But then we'll be done. So it will be 7:04 and then we'll head to the house. So not too bad. I think we'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of let's see, where will we be? I don't know that I can tell. 36 plus 16, 42, 43, 50, $53. So $53 and a little bit over 3 hours. I've definitely had worse 3-hour shifts on a Tuesday night. Yeah, I've had worse. So I'm kind of glad this order came through at the last second. It doesn't seem like it's that bad, really. It's alright. I'm not getting any extra tips from people, so there's that. But, you know, you get your orders, you accept the orders, and you take what people give you, and then you try to do a good job, and maybe they'll give you an additional tip. But I will say it is definitely few and far between. If anything, it's always few and far between. And I know I go and do a lot of extra stuff that other people don't do. And I send messages when I get to the restaurant, when I leave the restaurant, when I get to their house, and send a meme and all that stuff. It makes me feel good, but it also is a lot of extra steps. And I just wonder what it would be like where it's just like, hey, I'm gonna do the minimalist dash and just see if anything happens differently. And it could just be that I am not as happy because I'm not sending people funny interactions, right? So I just wonder, I may try that tomorrow night and just do a minimalist DoorDash and see if anything comes up different. And I wonder what that what's the definition of minimalist? I could just not have any interactions at all. And let the app talk for me and see if anything happens. Because, I mean, I've sent messages to every single person tonight. I think I sent messages to every single person last night. And I didn't get any additional tips. No cash tips. No, hey, here's an extra tip after the dash. Right? Nothing the last couple days. So, maybe. So maybe I will try that out and just see what happens. Minimalist Wednesday. I should probably wait to do it on a Monday. Minimalist Monday. Maybe we'll save that for Monday because it sounds better. I'm going to set a reminder. Okay, Google. Set a task reminder for 3:50 on Monday afternoon to name the episode for DoorDash Minimalist Monday. Let's see what it says.
To name the episode for DoorDash Minimalist Monday for Monday, February 9th at 3:50 p.m.
All right, that'll work. That will work. It says that DoorDash now, or Dash Now and Skip the Wait. Offers in AR Little Rock are now, I can't read it, are moving fast with an average wait time of only 1 minute. Dash now to spend less time waiting. Well, guess what? I am dashing now. I don't know why they're sending me that. It doesn't make any sense. Oh well. All right, guys. We're almost there. We're over halfway there. So I'm gonna go get this delivered. We'll do our wrap up when we get back. Just sit tight, see where we ended up. All right, we have finished up here. So I hope I don't get any other offers. 3 hours, 1 minute, 5 out of 9 offers accepted. $16.80 on this one, $2.80 base, $7.50 on the Chepes, and $6.50 on the chilies, which is interesting based upon the two houses. But either way, the dude did tell me, he says, my wife loved those memes. I was like, maybe you'll learn to love them too. He was like, he's like, that Captain Jack one had me rolling. I was like, awesome. Anyway, that was pretty funny. Little does he know that's the logo for the Rambling Dasher. So anyway, I am going to hit end dash. Somehow, some way, end dash. Alright. And we will be right back to wrap this thing up. And just an FYI, a customer added a $5 tip. So that was very nice of them. So, I don't know if this number shows it, but probably the next one. Should put us over $60. Or maybe that, no, that's probably right. $58. $58, 3 hours, 3 minutes, 5 out of 9. And we'll pull it back up here in a second. But I gotta go. I gotta make a call real quick. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got dinner ordered. We gotta go pick it up because I am still dashing, except not getting paid for it. Okay, so our ratings still at 87. Started at 87, still at 87, but my acceptance rate jumped all the way up to 40%. I don't know, I think I was 38. Maybe I was at 37 at one point. But 38, 37, now I'm up to 40. It's not changing my rating at all. All the rest of my ratings are still at 100%. 4.97 on my customer rating. And this did update today. I don't know if it's right or not, but it sounds about right. 3,772 lifetime dashes. Let's take a look at the earnings. So for the week, 121.37. for today. February 3rd, $58.31. So tips $12.05. That is crazy. 6 deliveries, right? 5 offers. That's where they get you. I only had 5 offers in 3 hours that I accepted. I don't like it that it doesn't show you the declines or how many you declined in the system. It would be nice for them to show you that. But anyway. So 5 offers, $12 in base pay, which is just barely over, what, $2? I don't know, $2 and something cents per order on the base pay, which really does suck. $46 on the tips. So this is back in the day when I was making $120. I think DoorDash was just paying more, right? Based upon mileage. Now they don't give a flip, right? They are paying bare minimum almost every, like less than $2, less than $3, almost every single order. I can't tell you. Maybe I've had some, ones that were over $3, but sheesh, I can't imagine it. But anyway, obviously the average is less than $3 because 3 times 5 would be 15. I only got 12. I dashed for 3 hours and 3 minutes. The active time was 2 hours and 35 minutes. So for the most part, it was fairly active. I don't really remember any doldrums. I hit pause and went and got a drink one time. And I don't know, did I hit pause for another phone call or something? I can't remember. But yeah, so it works out. 58.31. I am very happy that guy gave me an extra tip. So after I just kind of was bad mouthing everybody and said I haven't had anybody give me a bonus tip in a while, and someone gives me a bonus tip right in that particular delivery. So let's take a look at our order. So the very first one today was $12.80 from Cracker Barrel. Let's just take, I'm gonna hit the expand it and look at each one. So just to look at the base pays, right? Well, it was $12.80. It was $2.30 and $10.50 tip, which is nice. But key $2.30, and I think that one was like maybe, where it seems like that one was 9 miles or so. The next one was $2.25, and it was only like 2.5 miles. So you don't get a big jump at all for a lot more miles. So that was McDonald's for $6.01. Sushi from Kroger, which was a long delivery. It was $9.40 for 9 miles. I got $2.40 base pay and a $7 tip. Yum Yum in Benton, $2.30 and a $6 tip. And then the Chepes and Chili's, they gave me $2.80 base pay, and customer tips were $7.50 and $11.50, because it was $7.50 and $6.50. Then they threw in $5 tip to make it $11.50. So so for a grand total of $58.31. I can't think of any other dynamics or metrics that I look at on here, but overall 3 hours, $58, just barely under our $20 average. So what's the phrase? Every once in a while, a blind squirrel finds a nut. So we will take it to the bank, pay some bills, just like that dude I met at Chili's that says, I just do this for my play money. Well, I do it for a lot of play money, but I also do it for some bills as well. So I'm glad that I have DoorDash as an option anyway. And I'm kind of excited or trepidatious or I don't know what, but I'm a little anxious about this Minimalist Monday. So I'll probably go the rest of this week, whatever I do with DoorDash, whether it's DoorDash or the other thing, Walmart Spark. I may just do a Walmart Spark night. I may just say, you know what, I'm going to take, I'll set some boundaries, but I may go Walmart Spark shopping just to see what it's like. You know what, I might just do that tomorrow, because it's Wednesday, and my hope is that more people will not be shopping at Walmart. And fingers crossed, because I hate going to Walmart when it's super crowded. So tomorrow night, check it out. A 100%, well, I'm not going to say 100% Spark night, because I don't know, we'll see. But the plan is to do 100% Spark. I don't know how or what time they stop taking Spark deliveries, but I usually quit around 10 anyway, which is when I think they kind of slow it down. So we'll see what happens with that, but I'm gonna no DoorDash tomorrow and straight up Spark. So we're fixing to see how that's gonna roll. I'm very interested to try this out, and so I'll come up with a game plan of what my rules are going to be, like minimum offers, maximum number of stops, minimum dollar amount, maximum number of stops. I don't know if I'll have it. I'm more concerned, I don't want to have multiple grocery orders, and I don't want to have like hundreds of items, you know? But I may not have that luxury. Let's see, how do I get to this place? I think I gotta turn here. Okay. Alright, guys. Thank you guys for everyone that stuck around this far. Please hit that like button and hit the subscribe. I think we're up to 120. And our goal every episode is to get 10 likes. So hit the like button for me. Greatly appreciated. And check us out tomorrow when we do our Walmart Spark 100%. We may just go gangbusters on Walmart deliveries and never come back to DoorDash. I don't know. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.